I didn't know if I was coming on or not, you know. This evening, I went down a one-way street the wrong way, and this policeman stopped me and he said, "Where do you think you're going?" I said, "I'm going to a party, but I must be late because everybody's coming back." Anyway, everybody asks you if you're, what profession are you? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's the most common asked question. And when they asked me, I had a few ideas. I always wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't have the patience. And then I was going to be a baker, but I couldn't raise the dough. And then I was going to be a model, but I couldn't measure up. And then I was going to be a shoemaker, but I didn't have the soul. And then I was a fireman and got burned in business. Anyway, there's a man that has 20 children, all because his wife was hard of hearing. And every time they go to bed at night, he says, "You want to go to sleep or what?" And she say, "What?" The priest goes to the hospital and he's giving his last rites to the patient. And as he's giving the last rites, he motions to have a piece of paper to write on. So the priest looks for a piece of paper and a pen, and he gives it to him. And he writes down a note, and then he passes away. And then the priest doesn't look at the paper. He just puts it in his pocket. And then he goes to the funeral, and he's giving a eulogy. And he said, "We all knew Frank. Frank was a wonderful person. He was a pillar in the community. Everybody could learn from him. And he had such words of wisdom to give everybody." And I happen to be very fortunate because I was with him the last day he died. In fact, the last minutes of his life, I was with him. And he gave me a note, and I didn't look at it until now. And I'll read it to you. These were his last words. "Hey, you're standing on my greeting tube." There's a woman getting married for the 4th time, and her girlfriend asked her, "What? You don't mind me asking you, but what happened to your first husband?" So he died of eating poisoned mushrooms. "Yeah, but what about your second husband? He also died about eating poisoned mushrooms." "Yes." "And your third husband?" "Well, he died of a broken neck." "Why is that?" "Because he refused to eat poisoned mushrooms." Guy's in a bar and he's drinking a drink, and he's just gazing at the drink, and he doesn't know if he should drink. He's contemplating on what he's going to do. And the biker comes in, real rough biker. He comes in and he sees the man sitting with his drink in front of him, goes over there, drinks the drink right away, and just in one gulp, and the guy starts crying. He said, "Well, what are you crying about?" He says, "I had such a rotten life, and my wife left me, and my kids don't talk to me, and I lost my job today. I was frankly going to commit suicide. And I poured poison in my drink, ready to drink, and you come along, and in one gulp, I swallowed the whole thing." You know what Elizabeth Taylor used to say when she woke up in the morning after 8 husbands? Feel like a new man. Anyway, this man comes home from a hard day's work, and he says to his wife, he greets him at the door. He says, "Do you notice anything, hey honey, do you notice anything different about me?" And he says, "You bought a new dress." She says, "No, try again." Say, you had your hair done." "No, try again." "Come on," he said, "I'm sick of these 20 questions. Tell me what's different about you." She says, "I'm wearing a gas mask." I had a cousin that attempted to swim the English Channel, and he got halfway across, realized he couldn't do it, so he swam back. Anyway, there's a man sitting in an old age home, and I said to him, "You know, it looks like you've got a suppository in your ear." He says, "No, I don't." I says, "I'm sure you do, because I just took one today." He says, "Really?" I says, "Yeah, that's a suppository." He said, "I'm glad you told me." He says, "Now I know where I put my hearing aid." I just found out I was heterosexual. That means I'll do anything with 3 other people for a quarter.
It's 9:30. We did it. This is a record. Are you kidding people? 3 hours? This is a record. A record. Put it on the JCC post on the site.
I'll tell you one last joke. This woman goes before the judge at the market for stealing. And the judge says to her, "Excuse me, ma'am, but we've never had a shoplifting case before, so this is going to set precedents over future cases. What did you steal?" She says, "I only stole a can of pears, Your Honor." He says, "Well, tell me, how many pears were in the can?" She says, 4. He says, "Okay, I sentence you to 4 days in jail." And then, without further noticing, her husband comes up to the judge and says, "Excuse me, Your Honor, she also stole a can of peas."
We have to close. All right. Thank you.